So, good evening everyone, or afternoon or morning, depending on when you're watching this. It's another cast from Stacraft to England, and it's another TLO game, or Game of Drones, as it is here. Let me put the nameplate up. So, it is a ZvZ. We have Game of Drones, who is obviously TLO in the south position, and then over on the east side, we have Ziktomini, or Ziktomini. I'm not quite sure how he pronounces it, but we'll call him the Blue Zerg from now on, because obviously with Zergs going around everywhere, it can get confusing and stuff. But, I mean, as always, watch this game through. It is fantastic. And I do apologise if I stutter or anything. I had a really long night, and I've actually got some free time now. And I was like, let's cast a game. It'll be fantastic. But having said that, with only a couple of hours sleep and a bit of a kind of sore head, I'm thinking maybe it wasn't such a good idea, but we'll wait and see. I'm sure it will go well. If it's really awful, I just won't upload this. But no, we've got some tour going on here. It's fairly standard opening from both players. No cheese, no early pulls or anything like that. Again, TLO isn't actually going to get the initial scout off, which isn't huge. He will see this overlord coming in, so he will know that Ziktomini is over on the right hand side. And oh, look at this love between them. Seriously. It's like hero worship. It's cute. Anyway, so we have got I think that was actually a 14 pull. Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, 14 pull from TLO, and it was a 15 pull from Ziktomini. So, again, not a massive difference. Ziktomini did get one more drone out, so we'll really wait and see if that makes a difference. ZvZ is obviously all about getting more drones than your opponent. So we've got a spawning pool coming down a bit earlier now for TLO. And again, pretty similar times. Ziktomini is opting to get the gas first, so he will get an earlier speed. Bailing play if he wants to. Again, that slightly earlier gas makes a difference, surprisingly. Speed in ZvZ is huge. As long as there's no banelings out, if you're doing lings versus lings and yours have speed, they obviously get better concave. So basically that's, for those of you who don't know, a better angle of attack, you get a better surround, you deal more damage. So everything is pretty even at the moment. There's almost identical builds. I think their actual hatcheries are going to finish pretty much simultaneously. I mean, about 5 seconds behind for the Blue Zerg here. Gas is now coming down for TLO, his expansion's up, both expansions are up. They're opting not to transfer drones at the moment, which again is something Zerg players don't need to do. Because obviously if you rally your hatcheries, it just works out better. I know there was some justification on why you don't need to, but you don't. It's just not the done thing. So anyway, we've got some lings coming out now. These can come and pester. I mean, those are spine crawler coming down. Both queens are going to be out soon, so it's not going to be a massive problem for TLO. He should be able to deny some scouting, actually. I mean, again, scouting is massive in ZvZ. Much, in my opinion, much more so than other matchups, potentially, because rather than trying to spot tech in ZvZ, you're looking at how many drones they have, if they've got any stacked lava, or anything like that. Because, obviously, if they've stopped drone production and switched completely to lings, then you need to be prepared for that by building banelings or doing something to defend yourself so you don't just die. Whereas if they're mass droning, you need to drone as well, because otherwise you get behind economically, and if you don't just go and kill them, literally a couple of drones can make the difference to the entire game. So Ziktomini is now getting down a spine crawler as well. The queens are here. A second spine crawler now coming down for TLO. Not quite sure why he's opting for a second one. There hasn't really been any pressure. It might just be due to the lack of scouting information. So we have got quite a lot of drones here. Nearly getting mineral saturation down there. Got a baneling nest coming down for Ziktomini. But the roach warren, wherever it is, yep, a roach warren is on its way for TLO. Now, obviously, banelings against roaches are basically pointless. So as long as you can get a critical mass of roaches out, they beat lings. It's all to do with how much of a surround the lings can get on whether they beat roaches. So straight away into a +1 missile attack for TLO. That's going to be really nice. Upgrades play a huge factor in mirror matches. It really will pay off. I mean, getting that early upgrade is definitely worthwhile. So Layers are coming down for both players. Injects are pretty good. As I say that, he is a bit late on his main, but we'll wait and see. I mean, we've got some speedlings coming in. Again, going to try and get a scout off. We'll see that Roach Warren if they come in. I don't actually think they're going to come in, which does surprise me. I don't quite know why they're not. They're scouting the third base, but obviously that won't be out yet. They are now actually going to come in. Thought that was going to come in a bit earlier. Not quite sure what it was used for. And interestingly, we have got a third base coming out for Ziktomini now. So a bit of a risky play, but obviously from this scouting information, he knows the TLO is going for roaches. There isn't going to be a massive push coming anytime soon. There is some units coming in, but obviously nothing lings and the 7 roaches he's got coming out can't deal with. So we have actually got a Nidus network coming down somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. Oh, it's for TLO, that's why. Sorry, that was just appalling by me. So there's a Nidus network coming out. Help if I could read the UI to actually know what's going on. But the Nidus network is coming out, and this is an interesting play. He's using the Overlords to spread creep to bring these 2 spine crawlers up. Now, this is actually pretty interesting. I mean, that's going to be very, very effective versus roaches, if they do actually manage to get down. Although the focus fire is pretty damn good, so one's pretty much going to go straight away down now. And again, they are taking some damage. It won't really help the engagement go in TLO's favour. But we've got a Hydroden now finishing up for Ziktomini, or however we're going to pronounce his name. And we've got pathogen glands from the infestation pit for TLO. Now, infestors are absolutely fantastic in this matchup. If you've got roach play, infestors make all the difference. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, Roach Hydra is better safe against, say, your Mutalisk. Obviously, infestors are great against Mutalisks if they clump up, but don't really see that happening. And this push isn't actually going to go through. He's not feeling confident, and I can't blame him. TLO's got a big army here. He's got 1-1 upgrades. If we go over to Ziktomini, he isn't actually on any upgrades yet, but he is going to get to snipe some of these Overlords, which, again, very nice. Every Overlord you pick off is 100 minerals, a lava, all makes the difference. And we have actually got +2 attack coming out now for TLO. Pathogen glands should be finishing up soon. The infestors are on their way. I'm not quite sure where these roaches are actually going to go to now. They're just kind of scouting around, make sure there's nothing trickery going on. And these back rocks are going to go out. Now, hopefully TLO will scout it. Oh, he didn't even attack the rocks. So he knew TLO saw it, and we do have a little engagement going on here. Again, I'm surprised TLO didn't want to wait for the infestors. He doesn't have burrow, so there's no tunneling claws or anything like that. But again, this is quite strange play. I mean, it is just keep both players on their toes, but obviously with the Hydralisks in there as well, that's quite a lot of extra damage, which all the infestors do get a nice fungal growth off, and that's just really taking out entire bunches of roaches. Now trying to snipe down some infestors down there, the Queen coming in to help, and these roaches are going to get cleaned up. I mean, this isn't a great engagement for TLO here. He is trying to sort it all out. He's got a lot of reinforcements coming in. That Queen will get sniped. That Overlord is also going down. There's been a lot of Overlord sniped, and that will start to take a toll on TLO eventually, because obviously that third base is just finishing up now, but it might get sniped. I mean, there's a lot of units there. He is going to go for it. And to be honest, in my opinion, that is an absolutely great sacrifice. Losing all of that army pretty much, but taking out the third base puts him a base ahead. That's extra production, extra drones, extra income, which really, if this game does go on for longer, will really slug it out. Although TLO, knowing he is now behind, missing that third base, I mean, I think TLO does know that there is a third base down, so he knows he is behind in that sense. There are now +2 out versus +1, so there is an upgrade advantage for TLO, and he has got a lot of unity. I mean, this is going to be a big push. If these infestors do get some nice fungal growths off, it will certainly count. I mean, I think he should be able to hold it at the moment. And, oh, that was a lovely fungal growth, getting all of those roaches there. Absolutely huge damage. Again, both players macroing up behind nicely. It will be quite a close engagement. I mean, the Hydralisks do make a difference. Burrow has been researched. I keep hearing burrow. It must be my imagination, but I keep hearing what sounds like them burrowing. Yet, neither player have it. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there, and I do apologise. This is actually quite a dangerous push. I mean, those infestors are pretty much out of energy and are going to get sniped down, which is a very, very good sniping tactic to do. Get those infestors down, because as we've seen, they do huge damage, and Ziktomini is actually going to be able to hold this off, I think. It's going to be close, but there's 13 more roaches coming out for Ziktomini now, so they should be able to hold it off. I mean, TLO has 16, no, I can't count, yeah, 16, 17, 18, 19 roaches, so there is quite a lot there. Drones even being pulled off now. The drones are actually quite effective in kind of battles straight up, because they take fire off of the army. Now, you do lose a couple of drones, but obviously roaches shoot slowly. Their DPS isn't great, which means every hit you take from them works out at being quite a lot. So pulling the drones there was good. I don't actually think he lost too many. If we pull it up, yeah, he's lost 6 the entire game. So, no, that's only 1 drone lost. No, sorry, yeah, 6 workers killed for TLO. So, again, probably quite worth it. He is going to push back this force now. There is another infestor coming in somewhere. I don't think it's actually spawned yet. Nope, there's no infestors on the field. If you look at this, TLO is a long way ahead in units, but 11 drones behind. But he does have this gold base up. Now, that really will do the difference. I mean, I don't think it's been scouted. It hasn't, so Ziktomini has no idea that there is now this base down there. So if it does get scouted, it's in a risky position. Obviously, there's a lot of places it can be attacked from, but there's no other choice really for TLO in this game at the moment, because obviously that third base for Ziktomini has been up for quite a while, and if he doesn't catch up economically, he's going to lose the game. And there's a push coming up here. They're going to take out these rocks. I mean, Ziktomini is probably going to be expecting some kind of third base in there. There has to be, really, because if there isn't a third base, he knows he can just go and win. So he will probably get a bit shocked by this. I mean, probably a bit of confusion, worrying now about some kind of really big all-in push, which would be logical, because if it wasn't for this gold base here, then TLO really would be a long way behind, because he's down on drones still, and he has been for quite a long while. So we'll see what happens. This gold base is now scouted. I mean, I don't actually think there's enough. That is a beautiful fungal growth there. Absolutely huge damage. And a second one. Again, lots of those units getting really, really low on health. And if another fungal growth goes off, oh, that was beautiful. Pretty much all of that, half of that army is going to get cleaned up. And Burrow is now researched. So the regeneration being used brilliantly. There is an Overseer being morphed in now. So that will help. But, I mean, that is a lot of very, very injured army for Ziktomini there. Those roaches doing incredible damage. Upgrade-wise, they are level now. So Ziktomini has caught up with the upgrades. The infestors are getting sniped, though. The infestors are making a huge difference to this game right now. I mean, this gold base, though, being quite underutilised. I'm not quite sure why TLO isn't transferring drones. Maybe he is just tied up with using his APM elsewhere. But we'll see. If we go to the income tab, though, that really says it all. TLO needs to end this game quickly, because that is an absolutely massive deficit on income, which will make the difference through the game. If he doesn't get this game in the bag quickly, which he is trying to do, it could all be over. So again, some beautiful fungal growth. The infestors are getting sniped off, and TLO is being forced back again. Again, this game is really quite close. I mean, TLO is showing that if you have enough stuff, you can just go and kill him. But likewise, Ziktomini is showing that ZvZ, it's all about the economy. If you have more income, you can just keep replenishing your army, you can keep having these trades, which may not be cost effective, and you may keep getting beaten, but all while you've got that more money in the bank, you can do it. And I mean, TLO is down now. He has just transferred these drones, and that should make a huge, huge difference. He did snipe the gold base. Ziktomini was trying to take more fungal growth going off, and these hydralisks are making a big difference. Although his Overseer has now gone, so he can't actually detect those roaches when they are burrowed. Again, some more units getting cleaned up. And TLO looks like he's just going to go for it. I'm not sure if this will work out. It's pretty damn close. If we go to the units tab, Ziktomini actually has the units advantage. So we'll wait and see. He's trying to use Burrow, but there must have been an Overseer in there somewhere. Again, 10 more roaches coming out. An infestation pin now coming down for Ziktomini. And there was an Nidus network came out ages ago, which obviously got cancelled. So It's a shame about that. Night display is underused. It's beautiful. It's making the swarm really mobile. So, again, it's something good to use. The night display drops. Many Zerg players don't utilise all of these things at their disposal. So, if you have a look now, Barrett is now researched for Ziktomini as well, so he can heal up this army, which is really ideal. And he's still trying to take out this gold base. And I don't actually think that's going to be able to get down. It will be quite a risky engagement though. There's a lot of infestors there with quite a lot of energy. And he didn't actually get the cancel off, so that's quite a big loss for Ziktomini there. If you go into the income tab, they have levelled it up. So this is really in favour of TLO now. He's managed to level up that income. He is getting, well, more units. I mean, the range for the Hydralisks is coming up, so that will help. Pathogen glands also. We'll see what else. But this is a big ball of an army now. Ziktomini is so far ahead in the food count. I mean, I haven't even noticed just how far ahead he was until now. And to be honest, TLO is a long way behind. These infestors are making such a huge amount of difference in this game. It really is kind of paramount to know how good infestors can be. And again, just this small group coming up might be able to get a fungal growth off. It would be huge if he gets an entire pack of these roaches, and he will do. But there is also now 3 infestors out for Ziktomini. TLO is keeping the aggression on. I mean, the supply lead is actually getting smaller, so he is trying to heal up, but those lovely, lovely fungal growths. I mean, TLO spread out his army nicely, but he's got a lot of infestors, which can get some really, really nice fungal growths off and deal with that massive damage. But again, TLO is again dropping back a bit, and this is some nice burrow play from these infestors. I mean, this could be interesting. He is actually just going to run them straight past. So, I mean, if those infestors go into the main base, could take a big hit, and I don't quite know where the infestor was for TLO now, but we'll wait and see. But I mean, I'm trying to watch 2 places at once. I want to see what these are doing. There's going to be a big engagement up here, so I'm going to have to miss something, unfortunately. There's beautiful fungal growths, and to be honest, that's the entire army gone. Those infestors, I loved what Ziktomini was trying to do, trying to get that backdoor sniping with the burrow. It would have been lovely, but unfortunately, without those infestors in his main army, this isn't looking good for him right now. He's taking massive losses. TLO is miles and miles ahead. If we go down here, a whole swarm of infested Terrans will pick off the natural. Killed a lot of drones, but no, there's the GG. And that was actually a really fun game. I mean, lots of people complain about Zerg versus Zerg, but that was just a really straight up game. They both went for very macro builds, getting that hatch first, which is perfectly doable in ZvZ. A lot of people at the moment don't think it can be done, but as long as you have good scouting, keep an eye out for any kind of all-ins or early aggression, you are safe. But because they both went for 15 hatches, or 14 hatch, sorry, for TLO and a 15 hatch for Ziktomini, they were fine. And I didn't actually think this game was going to turn out like this. I mean, if we go back to about halfway through this game, it might have actually been a bit before that. Yeah, if we go back to here, we've got kind of the gold base, not the gold base, the third base only just coming out now for TLO. He's behind massively in the drones count. If we go to income tab, again, he's a long way behind. And things don't really clear up for quite a while. I mean, if we jump forward again, until he's just about to get this gold base up, he's still masses behind for a good portion of this game. So, quite surprising, but he managed to do it. I'm not quite sure how, but it was pretty damn good. I mean, if we take a quick look at these Queen Energy, again, some missed injects, but I think that was on both sides, to be honest. So, anyway, it was a brilliant game. Click subscribe, watch more of my videos, all the usual blah-de-blah-de-blah, and I hope to get some more games up soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.